Okay, I am a little bit later than I would, or I woke up later than I wanted to be, so I'm not prepared at all. My game capture isn't even on Dark Souls Remastered. Um, hold on, we're getting there. If it would work. Okay. Hello, Alyssa. Hello, Manu. Hello, Vin, and hello, Lily. Welcome. Um, Stoat Sword. I imagine you are attempting to make a pun there. I like stoats. Stoats are cool. Blindfolded? No, thank you. I'd rather not do that. Demon Souls feet girl. That's one of my favorite characters in the series. Definitely not because of the feet. Anyway, the weapon in this run is the Stone Greatsword. Okay, there are two ways to get it. You either grind it from, or get it as a random drop from the Stone Knights in Darkroot Garden, the ones that wield it. The guys that do the Tranquil Walk of Peace, which is the weapon art, which is basically only useful in PvP. Or you can buy it from Shiva for 15k souls. I would prefer to get it from the Stone Knight guys, just because we need 40 strength to wield it, or well, 27, but it's 40 to one-hand it. And this, because of the scaling, it's, I don't know if 40 strength is going to be worth it, but if I ever want to riposte, I should probably go for that. It does split physical magic damage. It is also a Titanite, or Twinkling Titanite upgraded. So, I was expecting a normal, like, standard Titanite pure physical weapon, but that is very much not what it is. It's AoE damage glitch. Unfortunately, I'm not consistent at all with the force spell glitch, whatever you call it. Otherwise, I would happily show off the funny AoE damage. If you don't know, the Stone Greatsword, its weapon art, quote unquote, the closest thing that this game has where you two-handed do the strong attack, is Tranquil Walk of Peace. But if you tumble buff it, or force spell swap it, you can buff it, and then the AoE on Tranquil Walk of Peace will have damage, which is really funny. Hello, Krista. Welcome. A silly sword indeed. I don't know why I expected pure physical. I guess I've gotten the Stone Greatsword before because you need it for Knight's Honor, but I've never, like, looked at it ever. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know. This is a very different run than I was expecting it to be. Hello, Gonrick. Welcome. Thank you for the good luck wishes. Okay, so first and foremost, I think it needs 10 dexterity and 27 strength to even use it in the first place. It's insanely heavy. But we don't need to worry about getting like the large ember or whatever, so this should be fairly straightforward. I think... I'm trying to think what the best order of operations is here. Because in theory, I need so many souls if I want to buy it from Shiva. I think I just kind of have to grind it from Stone Knights. Because otherwise I'm going to need 35k to get it from Shiva. Because it's 20k for the crest. Unless I want to fight the Hydra with a +0 or a +5, which I absolutely don't. Or otherwise I'd have to buy the Crest of Artorias, which is 20k, and then the weapon itself is another 15k. And since I already need to get to 40 strength, or 27 strength to even use the weapon in the first place, Stone Sword Key or something, yeah, it's one of those, but way, way bigger. It does scale off of intelligence. It gets you, like, 20 extra damage. So, no, I will not be leveling intelligence. Oh yeah, I did forget to grab the Humanity and Firelink. I could also go get the... It's a 2% drop rate, so it's not like it's absurdly low, but it is low enough that it's kind of annoying to grind for. I am going to get the Gold Serpent Ring, and 5 Humanity, I think should be easy enough to get. There's one in this cave right here, actually, but I'm probably going to get obliterated by the Drake if I try to get it. I guess we'll find out. Oh. I... the left button didn't work. Dio Brando? I feel like there's a bit here that I'm not understanding. That worked shockingly well. A JoJo mod? Oh, Dio Brando is a person in chat. Okay. I didn't think to read usernames for a second. That's one of the slowest credits I've ever done. I do need to watch JoJo's. I've never seen it. I have a lot of friends who like it, and apparently a lot of partners who like it as well, but I've just never gotten around to watching it. I'm gonna actually get the stuff that I would if I were to actually grind it, as in the gold serpent ring and the humanity, but if it takes too long, where I'm just killing stone knights over and over and over, I will happily use trans girl magic and just have the weapon. I've barely talked at all today, so if my voice is a little bit scratchy, that's why. I woke up like just over an hour ago. The only arc between 1 and 7 that no one's mentioned is the 5th one. I assume that one's bad, question mark? I don't know. I don't know anything about JoJo's at all in terms of the show itself. Gamer boots. The like things going through my brain as soon as I read gamer boots was like normal boots because of the YouTube group that I used to watch all the time as a kid. I mean, like, I know the vibe of JoJo's. I've seen people talk about it a lot. I've just never seen it myself, and I don't know anything about the story. Beyond, like, there are fruity people who have stands that they fight with each other with. I don't know. That's where my knowledge ends. Okay, good to know that we had similar interests as children. Extremely engaging Dark Souls 1 gameplay. I assume Araki question mark is the writer. I entirely fluked on solar pellets. It was just something that a random person in some Discord server I was in said. I was like, that's a name. I don't want to use the one that I have, so. Havel would be one of my favorite NPCs to parry if I hadn't parried him to death, like, probably over 100 times by now. It gets old eventually. Yeah, this is why you're all really here, to watch me parry Havel for 5 minutes. I'm definitely gonna need the ring to not mid-roll. I'll probably put on Favor and Protection at some point, just for brevity, so I don't have to level Endurance to level 40. The best part is over. Alright, well, best part of the stream is over. Might as well stop watching. Oh, I don't have to worry about the Black Knight, because I don't need chunks. Wow. That is, the plot of all time. There you go. All tabs. I was wondering what that was about. Oh god, pure stones. Last time I played Demon Souls and wanted a pure, I think pure blade stone, I ended up just hacking it in because, no thank you. I don't want to kill the same skeleton 600 times. I, when was that? It was the first playthrough that I streamed. It was, when was that? I don't know. It was when I was doing the playthrough where I was trying to find the unremarkable and odd spots or whatever. Those stream VODs should still be up. But I ended up, between the first and second part, just hacking in the pure bladestone. And I think I was using the killage, because it was often touted online to be one of, if not the best weapon in the game. And it was just like, okay, good weapon. Might as well use that for one of my first playthroughs of this game. I think it was like my 6th or 7th playthrough, so it's not like I was brand new to it. For my first playthrough, I used the claymore. But killage was fun. Pickaxe was also really fun. Battle axe is probably my favorite weapon in the game now. I don't know. I've only played the game through a dozen or so times, though. Interesting. I don't know if what you're saying is, Krista, is making me want to watch JoJo's more, or if it's making me want to shy away from it. Actually, I was gonna go into the forest and grab like the wolf ring and whatever, but I'll do that after I get the stuff for drop rate, because I also need one of each of the mosses for Twinkling Titanite. Right? Yeah, I have a hard time playing Demon Souls on hardware because of that. And even, or well, I don't think I've ever actually played it on hardware, but I've never gotten around to not hacking it in just because it's so tedious. I mean, I played like the PS5 version, but that doesn't count. I used to always be using the Claymore. Now I don't as much. Okay, so I think first I want to go into Sens and get the Gold Serpent Ring. How many humanity do I have? 2. I could also grab the couple from Firelink, and that'll get me 5. Thank you for saying hi. Hope to see you later. Hope you have a good day. My favorite Souls game is this one. It's the the reason that I have... How many streams have I done? I actually don't know. I've counted them before, but I don't remember how many I've done. It's why I've played through this game dozens upon dozens upon dozens of times on the channel. Wait, I don't need to kill this guy. Normally I do this for a Titanite shard, but I don't need a Titanite shard. Hello, Lucky Dragon. Welcome. Excuse me. There we go. Yeah, I adore this game. Oh my god, Krista's gonna pay to win. I don't know. Dark Souls 1, I don't think it's the best Souls game, per se. I would give that to Dark Souls 2. It's, everything that I like about the Souls games is done best in Dark Souls 2, but I have autism. So I like Dark Souls 1 the most because I have an unnecessary attachment to it via special interest. And I'm kind of worried that... That's not the word. I don't know. I feel like once I finish streaming all the weapons and doing all the challenge runs and stuff that I have planned for Dark Souls 1, that I will end up liking one of the other two more, and I'm really worried that that's going to end up being Dark Souls 3, because Dark Souls 3 is so much easier to play, even if I prefer replaying Dark Souls 2. We'll see. Hey, first try. Pardon me? Excuse me. Oh my god. Ah! The controls are feel so much worse this time. Okay, backstep. Okay. No! What is happening? There we go. I'm usually better at controlling that. The Baller Side Sword is insanely good, yeah. I wouldn't say it's the best weapon in the game. I would probably get that to the Gargoyle's Halberd or the Painting Guardian Sword, but it's definitely up there. Lords of the Fallen 2014, true. I think Pyromancy is really, really fun in Dark Souls 1. But once you use it once, it's kind of hard to go back to using it. At least it was for me. I don't know. I haven't done a Pyromancy playthrough in a long time because of that. Every Pyromancy playthrough feels very similar. Wait, you actually have to kill Vendrick in Dark Souls 2? I didn't know that. That's... I mean, I always did it, but I didn't know that. Yeah, I adore Dark Souls 2. Everything about it, like the level design, the openness of like how you can play through the game, all of the play styles and the replayability of it, the characters, everything about Dark Souls 2 is just like ideal in terms of what I want personally out of a Souls game. Oops. But Dark Souls 1 just scratches a specific itch for me, and I don't know that I can really justify it beyond that. Wait, is that misinformation? Sylvendrick for all, yeah. Oh. Okay. Never mind. Zweihander and Black Knight's Halberd are the best. Okay, so the problem with that assertion is that you are on a live stream of someone who has autism with Dark Souls 1 as their special interest. So while we're waiting for this wall to break, the Black Knight's Halberd is only considered good because speedrunners use it, because you can get it extremely quickly, extremely early in the game, and it upgrades with Twinkling Titanite. That's the only thing that makes the Black Knight's Halberd good. The Gargoyle's Halberd does more damage to anything that isn't a demon, and even 4 demons can do more damage because you can buff it. The Zweihander isn't even... You know, I guess it might be the best Ultra Greatsword. I haven't really looked through the Ultra Greatswords very much, but the Painting Guardian Sword is the highest DPS weapon in the game, as far as I know, and it's like really not even close. There is nothing setting apart the Zweihander or the Black Knight Halberd other than them being easy to get, so a lot of people have used them. Anyway. Alright, so now with that, I'm gonna get the humanity, and we're gonna start killing stone knights. Giant memories are pretty cool. I wish you explored more of the forest in the Giant's Memories. Just because it's... I wish you explored areas that you had been through as well, especially. Because, like, as is, the Giant Memories are like, okay, there's a war that I keep hearing about in the lore, and then you experience that war. But the only time you really experience the effects of that war, excuse me, firsthand in the Giant's Memories is when it's in the arena with the Giant Lord. That's kind of the only spot where you, like, actually engage with the effects of the war themselves. Okay. Yeah, the rapier is so underwhelming in Dark Souls 1. Ricard's rapier is insane, but the normal rapier is not. Wait, what am I doing? I need to go down here. And through this process, we'll probably kill plenty of the demonic foliage. Put that on, and then use these. Alright, we have our max drop chance. For now. I mean, we could get 10 humanity, but I don't know. I don't want to go out of my way for that. I feel like I should upgrade the axe to +5. Oh, okay. Titanite. I have used the catch ball. I've used almost every weapon in the game. There are about 20 that I haven't used in a video or stream, including starting weapons, which I want to do like a series, I guess, on of streams where I just use all the starting class weapons. Blooming. Hey, that's the rarest one. Any like obscure weapon I've probably used by now. Only exceptions would be like the Sanctuary Guardian Tail, the Stone Great Axe, which I'm going to be using very soon, like next week or the week after or something. Other obscure weapons have I not done a full run with? There aren't many. Most of the weapons I haven't used are very simple, basic weapons, like the spear. Oops. Or the pike, I think, is another one that I haven't used through a full run, at least in a video. Is that all 3 already? No, I need a purple. Ow. Crazy that normal purple is the last one I get instead of blooming purple. Then, I have a question. Are you a Dark Souls 2 fan? And then, follow-up question. If yes, how are you a Dark Souls 2 fan if you don't pay attention to that sort of thing? Okay. Hopefully we can do one of these at a time and not have to deal with a bunch of enemies at once with a +0. Oh, that's excessively disappointing damage. Oh. This is bad. Yeah, okay. I'm absolutely gonna upgrade my weapon to +5. Your feelings for it are complicated. Okay, hold on. Give me one moment. Starting the game is the hardest. I feel like that's only true if you don't know where to go. Huh? Like, if you don't know where things are, I guess it can be the hardest. It was my first Souls game, or well, the first beginning of a Souls game that I played, and I found it to be the easiest of any of the Souls games to start. Because you're not like with Dark Souls 1, a lot of the early enemies and bosses are a lot harder, especially once you get to like the gargoyles. I still don't have a normal moss, or purple moss. Okay, hold on. I need to remember how to play the video game. uh, but with Dark Souls 2, a lot of the early enemies are, early bosses are like really easy and simple, right? Like Giant, or the last Giant, the Pursuer, the Dragon Rider, the Flexile Sentry, they're all so much easier than the gargoyles, and they offer you so many different paths. And the only time that I ever found, say, the hold on, it's in my brain somewhere. The only time I ever found like the Ruin Sentinels difficult is when I didn't understand how to engage with multiple enemies. Dark Souls 2 is by far the easiest to start, in my opinion. Oh, I just lost the 5 humanity. It's fine. I'm probably gonna end up hacking it in anyway. I just want to go through and like actually kill these guys instead of spontaneously having the weapon without any effort. Because I think that makes this more interesting. Do need a purple. Another blooming before our first normal purple. That's crazy. On top of the Ruin Sentinels being an optional boss, um, even when trying to get to the center, like, I don't know. I feel like saying Dark Souls 2 is hard to start is... Oh my god. Stop it. I don't know. I feel like Dark Souls 2 is the easiest to start by far. I'm gonna actually go get this one. I also want the wolf ring for now, since I'm probably not gonna be wearing armor for a while. It was the last one you played, but it was the hardest? That is the strangest experience I've ever seen. Yeah, if you know like how to deal with multiple enemies, which Dark Souls 2 teaches you very explicitly through the entire course of the game up to the Ruin Sentinels. The Ruin Sentinels are not that difficult. It's just the first time where you're like really forced to understand how to engage with multiple enemies. That's the main reason a lot of people struggle with it. Yeah, High Wall is significantly harder than Forest of Fallen Giants or anything else at the beginning of Dark Souls 2. Especially because you have the two dogs combined with the two insanely hard-hitting fast enemies combined with the Puss Man combined with the archer, that if you don't take it out first, it's just going to be way harder for you for no reason. And then you walk in the direction to unlock the shortcut. There's one hollow, you attack it, and then 4 more spring up behind you and start attacking you when you can't have seen it coming. Which, like, it works to teach you how to play the game, but if you're not already on terms with how to play the game, it's so much harder than any other starting area in any of the Souls games. I can one-shot these guys, so this won't be too horrific. There's a purple. As long as I can deal with only one of the Stone Knights at a time, this won't be too awful. Please don't. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna kite this guy away a little bit. Don't run past enemies in Dark Souls 2. That's why it's hard. You're not playing the game. You're ignoring half of it. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Help. Everything's fine. Central Yharnam is hard because it spams you with 1,000 enemies and also someone with a gun. And also like 3 dogs. Wait, just like Dark Souls 3. That's crazy. I don't know, Dark Souls 3, it is a lot easier to kite enemies in Dark Souls 3, so a first playthrough is probably going to be a lot easier. I don't actually know where all the Stone Knights are around here. Oh. I keep getting greedy, which is very much not necessary with these guys. Is that all of them already? I feel like there's one more somewhere. Yeah, there is. I keep getting hit by that exact same attack. It's kind of crazy how infrequently they've been using Tranquil Piece. Okay, dang, that's crazy. I got the weapon on my first run. Hold on. Hold on, I can prove it in a second. Wow, that's crazy how I got the weapon on my first run. I can't come even close to using this yet, though. Gonna put this on, and also this, I guess. And now I can go to the Asylum, and I can trade for the Twinkling. Might as well pick up soul items, so I can actually, hopefully, use the weapon without having to fight any bosses. I only need 7 levels? 6 levels? Lothric Knights are stupid and obnoxious. My rebuttal to that is that if you press the attack button, like if you literally just keep pressing R1, they get stun locked and there's nothing they can do about it. So while yes, getting that first hit on Lothric Knights can be excessively frustrating for an early Souls enemy, as soon as you get that first hit, you win. There are a lot of instances in Dark Souls 2 where it's extremely easy to run past enemies if you know where you're going. Also, there are a lot of instances where it's extremely easy to run past enemies as long as you kill a couple very specific ones, and you kind of just learn them through experience. But if you don't know what you're doing very, very well in Dark Souls 2, it is almost impossible to run past enemies a lot of the time. Oh, I didn't mean to pick that up, but that's fine. I can at least get requirements. There we go. No, I can throw these souls away. Oops. Hi, CO. Welcome. I still don't have most of the achievements in Dark Souls 2. I should get those at some point. Okay, can I not mid-roll? I can't. Nope. Really? Okay, there we go. I have 4 twinkling I can use now. Never mind. I don't have nearly enough souls. Let's see what this does against the gargoyles, I guess. The split damage and being a special weapon should help quite a bit with the gargoyles. 0 scaling on magic, by the way. At 8 intelligence. Well, Vin, I don't think you made an enemy of anyone in chat. I feel like you asserted that you didn't like something about Dark Souls 2 that is 100% your fault. Which just kind of... I don't know. So we don't really have a strong attack. Our R2 is Tranquil Walk of Peace, which is completely useless in PvE. Unless we tumble buff the weapon, in which case it would do damage. But, or not tumble buffed, because that doesn't work in Remastered, but spell swapped. Spell swapped a buff onto it, more specifically. Oh my goodness. The Peruser sword. Thanks, Gerbo. I almost got hit by that. Thank you for letting me know. True, Dark Souls 2 is the only one that actually makes you play the game. You do have to play a lot of Dark Souls 1 as well, but there are a lot of places later in the game where it's extremely easy to run past, even if you don't know precisely where you're going. Dark Souls 2 is the hardest to, like, sprint through and ignore. To be fair, okay, I just made a connection in my brain that I didn't think had a connection. I like Dark Souls 3 for the same reason that I like Sonic games, in that when I just ran through it and tried to get to the end, I didn't enjoy it. But as soon as I started engaging with the game and like trying to enjoy it, I started having a lot more fun with it. That goes for most Sonic games as well. Like Sonic and the Black Knight is extremely boring if you just try to sprint to the end, but has become one of my favorite games of all time once I started engaging with it and trying to get good ranks. In the same way, Dark Souls 3 is excessively boring if you just try to sprint through it. But if you like engage with the level design as the developers intended, it gets a lot more fun. Shrine of Amana. Shrine of Amana is the easiest. Huh? Vin, your opinions are baffling. Shrine of Amana is one of the easiest levels to get past without killing everything from the bonfire to the boss. You just stick to the left. And be careful not to fall off the edge. It's easy. This is just a normal stone greatsword run. I do not know how to spell swap in Dark Souls 1, unfortunately. It's not about being impatient, it's about having fun. You don't need to take it slow. It's, like, extremely easy to get through the game very quickly, while also not sprinting past all the enemies. I think you're misunderstanding and also intentionally misrepresenting my opinion on Bed of Chaos. I don't think Bed of Chaos was done well. I think it's an interesting idea that had its place... Uh-oh. That had its place in Dark Souls 1. The Hollows disagree. And that I think it is not worth hating because of that. Yeah, Shrine of Amana is excessively easy to get past quickly. So many people complain about so many things at Dark Souls 2 that don't deserve complaining. Like, I don't know, everything. Forest of Fallen Giants. Every single fog wall in the Forest of Fallen Giants is extremely easy to get through without iframes, except for the one to the last giant, which has one enemy. And, like, oh my god. What's the name of the area? Ultra Demon boss run. That place. It's one of the easiest areas to sprint through. Oh my god, that one never jumps there. That is one of the easiest fog walls in the game to get to without being knocked out of the animation if you just run. I've never had an issue of being knocked out of that fog wall animation, and I've never understood why people complain about it so much, because that's just not an issue I've ever had. I don't know. Shrine of Amana is also one of the easiest levels in Dark Souls 2, because there are like 4 enemies, and 2 of them are magicians. And you can just... Uh-oh. Are you kidding me? It's a normal Hollows. I'm like trying to argue my case for Dark Souls 2 while playing Dark Souls 1 after playing nothing but Night Rain for like the past week. Yeah, progress, technically. I never have an issue with this, so I don't know what's going on. If you don't like Bed of Chaos, it is either a skill issue or because it's excessively easy to get through very quickly without even thinking about it, or you have not engaged with the game very much at all. Yeah, so last night, I ended up downloading a mod for Night Rain called Elden Vin's Night Rain, which is, as far as I know, a port of a bunch of skills and weapon arts and stuff from an Elden Ring mod called Elden Vin's. And it turns the game into a hack and slash, effectively, as opposed to a Souls-like. And it has obliterated my ability to play Souls games, evidently. I'm just, like, being extremely greedy, which is not how I should be playing Dark Souls 1. Anyway, if you don't like Bed of Chaos, if you specifically dislike Bed of Chaos, I want to specifically clarify that. If you specifically dislike Bed of Chaos, instead of having a neutral opinion because it's one boss that goes by in 10 seconds without an issue, which I feel like is hard to have a negative opinion on rather than a neutral one, or even like a neutral leaning negative, I understand. But it's just baffling to me to specifically dislike Bed of Chaos, because there's nothing there to dislike, and I think the concept is interesting enough to warrant not disliking it. Anyway. It'd be crazy if you were the one who made the mod that I was playing last night. I think it's the another Vin, though. At this point, I don't even think I should do a playthrough of Dark Souls 2 like I've been doing. I should just completely stop that and make a entire scripted video about everything that is incredible about Dark Souls 2. Yeah, true, the voice acting in Bed of Chaos does kind of ruin it. That's a good point. Titan Knight Crawler dudes? Oh. The who? So I excessively disagree with the fact, or with the idea that Bed of Chaos is a platformer boss. You need to make one jump. That's not true. It is faster if you make one jump. There's no jumping required for Bed of Chaos. If you don't have heavy armor, it is significantly harder if you don't make that jump. But there is exactly one jump you need to make for Bed of Chaos. So calling it a platformer boss is baffling. It's literally just a... like, it's just a puzzle boss. Crystal lizards are significantly harder to kill in Demon Souls, in my opinion. I also disagree with, with Dark Souls not being a platformer. It's very clearly a platformer. Look at all this platforming I'm doing as we speak. Three minutes of run back. If you're getting 3 minutes of run back to Bed of Chaos, you either forgot to, or you did not read the environment at all and missed the second bonfire, or you are walking the whole time and killing every enemy on the way back to Bed of Chaos. I will defend Bed of Chaos with my life, not because I think Bed of Chaos is a good fight, but because the reasons that people have for not liking Bed of Chaos are so not good reasons to dislike Bed of Chaos. Because it is not a platformer boss. It is objectively a puzzle boss that you need to figure out that you need to go slow and time your movements with the attacks. It is also not long as a fight. The run back is pretty short. Like, I don't know, there's just not much to specifically dislike about Bed of Chaos. Again, I don't think it's like well executed. But the idea is there very clearly. And the execution of the idea, while not perfect, is still an interesting and unique concept for Dark Souls. There's so much more to Bed of Chaos than sprint, die, trial and error, run back for 3 minutes, sprint, die. Like, if that's happening, that's 100% a skill issue on your part. Yeah, they really should have made the... I don't know why I rested there. They really should have made the run back shorter, just to take into consideration people poop walking back to the boss. Yeah, that should get me to +4. And now we can go obliterate Quelaag and the Bed of Chaos, or not Bed of Chaos. I've been duped. Ceaseless Discharge, and that'll get us hopefully enough souls to get to... I don't know if I want to get to 40 strength. I feel like I should level up dexterity because it does have the same, it does have quality scaling, right? But I want strong attacks. Do I want strong attacks? Do I care about strong attacks? I'm gonna accidentally Tranquil Walk of Peace so many times when I'm trying to do jump attacks. I mean, I do want 40 strength, at least for the ability to riposte Gwyn. I don't know. Oh my goodness. My throat. I feel like I should have some sort of vocal warm-up that I do, but I definitely would forget to do it every single time. I mean, I'm gonna get to the bed of chaos in like an hour, so if you want to not put yourself through that. Yeah, you don't have to like Bed of Chaos. It's just baffling to me that anyone would specifically dislike it, right? I don't think it's... I don't think there's enough negative to warrant specifically disliking Bed of Chaos. I understand not liking it, or having a neutral stance on it, but like specifically disliking it, dreading it in a playthrough. It's a very middling boss, and because I like Dark Souls and enjoy playing the game itself, I think I have no reason to dislike the fight. Dread 4 Kings. I mean, I guess I understand that a little bit. uh, if you don't, I don't know, there are a lot of ways to trivialize 4 Kings. Oh. Yeah, the only boss in Dark Souls 1 that I dislike is Seath. Every other boss is either good or neutral, at worst. But Seath is excessively boring, and it's the only one that I feel like that about. I've done too many solo one runs to find the 4 Kings intimidating whatsoever. Seath is just boring, though. It's probably the easiest boss in the game that isn't, you know, an early game boss. Every other boss is at least engaging. Like, Stray Demon is excessively easy, especially once you understand that you can just stand behind it and win, especially if you have bleed. But like, the fact alone that you can use bleed to make the fight go by 10 times faster makes me not dislike the Stray Demon. As opposed to Seath, where there is no saving grace whatsoever. The Fire Sage is not weak to fire, actually. It has a very neutral defense to fire. It is more resistant to fire than the other 2 elements, but it is not specifically resistant to fire. Okay, here's a +4 split damage open. Wow. Extremely normal damage. Might get power within. I feel like not getting power within will end up being a mistake. Arguably, everything except Quelaag is weak to Pyromancy in Dark Souls 1. Because everything dies to Pyromancy very quickly. Oh wait, is Centipede immune? That would make sense too. I forgot. You can focus on baking pastries IRL. That's a good point. I never thought about that actually. I love when I can get into a spot where I can headshot Quelaag over and over with a weapon that I wouldn't normally be able to headshot Quelaag with. I know he's in the fire constantly, but I don't know. My Dark Souls 1 knowledge, I used to know that Centipede... Okay. My brain was saying that Quelaag is the only one that's immune to fire. Because in old Pyromancy only playthroughs that I would watch, they would skip Centipede Demon. You know? Like, oh yeah, Quelaag's the only one that's immune to fire. And then I corrected myself on that at some point and knew that Centipede was also immune to fire. And then my brain reverted for some reason. Yeah, it's true. You never know with Dark Souls strength. That's a good point. Bed of Chaos is such a, like, there's nothing to dislike about Bed of Chaos. It's my problem. Like, there's just nothing there. If you don't like the concept of Bed of Chaos, there is nothing to have an opinion on with Bed of Chaos. Because it is one of the shortest boss fights in the game. It is extremely easy when you know what you're doing. Like, there's just nothing there, you know? It's just like walking through an area. But as a boss fight. Or that pretends to be a boss fight. If you don't like the concept of it. If you do like the concept of it, you can argue that it is a puzzle boss with an interesting concept that wasn't well executed on because there's nothing else like it in the game. I think if Lost Izalith had focused more on environmental traps, like if there were more falling floors or if there were more, I don't know, anything environmental other than the lava pools, I think Bed of Chaos could have been a lot more interesting of a fight just because of its context within the game. I don't know. I think Ceaseless has too little health for me to find him particularly annoying, personally, but I get it. Like, he is a long fight if you go at him early game, but if you have a plus 15, which I usually do by this point in the game, it's not a fight worth considering most of the time. Plus, you can bypass it via this technique. True, they should have put the Calamity Ring in Dark Souls 2. That is the biggest flaw with Dark Souls 2. Thank you for the $5, man. That means a lot. They really should have... I think they just should have put Calamite in Dark Souls 2, actually. They should have replaced Sin with Calamite. But Calamite came back because of time stuff. Time is convoluted. Calamite... I wouldn't call it a pun. I would call it like a... Not a portmanteau, but... I don't know. Yeah, it's a pun. 2 Calamites, you're so right. Dark Souls 2. Genius. I'm gonna get Power Within and hope I don't die on the way with my 46k souls. Hopefully, this should work fairly well. I don't know, is it worth resting? Probably. No, I got this. I'm not gonna die running through Blighttown with no toxic resistance. Okay, never mind, I'm gonna rest. If I had some armor that resisted toxic that I just got, never mind. I'm a genius. That's gonna be mid-roll though. There we go. A portmanteau is when you combine 2 different words to make a new word. Like, I don't know, I'm bad at this. A lot of slang terms are portmanteaus. Can anyone think of a portmanteau off the top of their head? Because I cannot think of a single one. Dark Souls 1 not having Midir. I hate Midir. I hate Midir so much. Midir is like almost a really cool dragon boss fight. Caligo is what Midir wishes he could have been. You port mantos? What do you port the mantos to? Yeah, slog, I would argue slog is an understatement for Midir. Krista! Thank you so much. I thought you said you were broke. You need to keep your money. Damn it, Krista. Thank you. You did say you wouldn't. I've been lied to. I also portmanteau random words together. Just because I think it's funny. Pardon me. Oh, that hit still? Oh, I'm sad. What the? I'm so confused. There was an invisible wall. That wasn't actually an invisible wall. Ah! I should have rested. Okay, so my issue there is normally you can do a running attack and it'll push the crag spider out of the way enough, but I was just barely at the wrong position for that to work. Potato win. I should have rested. It's not like the climb out of Blighttown is even that long. I'm gonna rest this time. And I'm gonna leave the elevator down because of that. Because I have foresight. Arguably. The best part is this is entirely optional. Going up Blighttown. Krista engaging with pay to win again. Okay. I think either the issue is I was in the wrong position to get the thing to work, or you have to do a running attack and then an R1. I don't remember. I know there's a consistent way through that, but I don't remember what it is. I used to run up Blighttown from the bottom extremely frequently, so I devised ways to get through it consistently. I just don't remember them. I'm not doing very good at the game today, huh? Okay, I'm gonna rest this time. I mean, I didn't just wake up. It's been like 2 hours. I did, however, wake up at 2 p.m. because I was up till like 6 a.m. yesterday because I couldn't sleep. That's not true. I was up till 5:30 because I was playing video games. And then I was up later than that because I couldn't sleep till like 6:30 or 7. Hey, I don't even need to do the thing. Me. He fell off on his own. I mean, I would disagree. I think I would disagree. It's a secret that Dark Souls is a bell curve of learning. It's I feel like you have to learn your own moveset and how that interacts with other movesets in general. But as soon as you understand the general interaction between your moveset and enemies, like you can sight read most bosses fairly simply. With the exception of Elden Ring and arguably certain bosses in Dark Souls 3. But okay. So far so good. Oh, I do need weapon to get past a couple enemies. You know, they kind of look like they're wearing thigh highs. Almost. Okay. And up here. And up this ladder. They didn't stop caring. They realized that people at higher soul ranges, if they wanted to do anything together, would have to have an absurd number of souls. If they made more brackets, it's not that they stopped caring, it's that they realized that people wouldn't want to grind for hours just to play with their friends who've done an extra new game cycle. Saying they stopped caring is an incredibly disingenuous way to put that. Okay, if I quit out here... Will this guy aggro? He will, that's unfortunate. There we go. The other guy does not look like he will. Let me grab that. And we bone. Okay, now I can actually level up. I get an attunement slot. Then strength. We bone. That is the correct option when playing Dark Souls. Like under, but then wouldn't it just be a straight line up, not a bell curve? Okay, guess I can take some of this off. Is that gonna be fast roll? It's not. Really? That's kind of surprising. And it's a bit chunky. Understandable. Okay. I guess I have to go to the depths to free learn JS, huh? I wish I knew how to do the firebomb thing where you just throw the firebomb up in the air and free learn JS that way. Because now I have to, like, go all the way around in the depths. I mean, I don't know. I haven't found Dark Souls 1 specifically difficult for a long while beyond challenge runs or whatever, but Dark Souls in general can be difficult sometimes. I didn't learn Suralan until like not even a year ago. That was my first time ever beating every Dark Souls 2 boss, like a few months ago. Being max level is very funny, I agree. I assume this way's faster than going all the way around a Dark Root Basin. Oh wait, I need to get to... Hold on, it's in there somewhere. The depths anyway, so... Why do I keep... My specific brand of ADHD just makes me forget specific names at random, and I don't understand why. I'm also not good at Dark Souls 3, but I love it now. It took me playing the game through the lens of like, oh, damn it. That's unfortunate. I completely forgot about him. Through the lens of like trying to understand Dark Souls 3 as well as I could as a game, and in terms of how the game is designed and how you're quote unquote meant to play it. And I don't know, it's hard to dislike Dark Souls 3 in that lens, I think. You know, it's crazy that I went to the depths earlier and got the pyromancy flame. I could do that. I could have the pyromancy flame spontaneously, but I don't know if I should. I feel like because the Firelink bonfire is gone, that I should. But it also feels, I don't know, if I need power within, I don't know. I feel like I'm not going to need power within until like at least the Four Kings, because they're resistant to magic, and even then I can just go ahead and get the Red Tearstone ring and not have to worry about that anyway. And then the DLC would be a lot easier with power within, I guess. Huh. Covenant of Blood is one of the covenants that I never even considered trying to do at all. I do not enjoy PvP in Dark Souls nearly enough or something like that. I never even engaged with that covenant. But also, can't you get all the things that you need for all the achievements by just going into New Game Plus 2? Which is probably significantly faster. Okay. Right, okay. So, if I remember correctly, because the switch up here is facing the correct, or the direction that it wouldn't be, there should not be another boulder coming down this way. Yeah, okay, I know how that works now. For the longest time, I thought it just made it face that staircase, but actually it makes it turn around completely. Trying to not look at the chat and immediately plummet to my death, because that is something that happens unfortunately frequently. I should probably get the bonfire, but it's Iron Golem, so like, you know. If I die to Iron Golem, I deserve to run through Sims again. A man serpent has died. Somewhere. Okay. This thing does standard damage, right? Yeah. Okay. I feel like that makes sense for a stone greatsword. That's like one of the few weapons where standard damage, it like actually makes sense in my brain. I need 3 more levels in strength to one hand still. Is that gonna kill me? Okay. I would have cried if that killed me. That's crazy. That hitbox is a lot bigger than I remember it being. I thought I was sufficiently behind him, but evidently I was not. Oops. There we go. Should tumble. Yeah, he does that. There we go. See, I didn't die to Iron Golem. I'm good at Dark Souls 1 sometimes. Well, I'm gonna let this cutscene play out because I need to use the restroom. I will be right back. Okay, I am back. Cheese. Oh yeah, that's a bit that the backlogs does. Hello, Pasaka number 3. Welcome. YouTube is still censoring the correct things. First person to discover and eat cheese was mentally insane. I don't think that's true. I think they were hungry, actually. They had dairy, they were gonna eat it, you know? Okay. And that's 40 strength. I could continue getting more damage via dexterity. Actually, what else would I... Like, health, I guess. I'm bad at the video game. But otherwise, I guess endurance as well. I'll go 15, 15, and then just do dexterity for damage. That should be fine. And bonk the bonk. I'm gonna pretend I know what that means. No Ornstein and Smough today, yeah, unfortunate. But you're here most of the time, and that's all we can really ask for, right? Or at least all I can really ask for. Speaking of, if you are enjoying the stream, I would really appreciate, you know, a like or whatever to get the video or the stream and also my videos in general to more people. We just got over 9,900 subscribers, which is an absurd number. I'm really excited to do the 10,000 subscriber special thingy that we have planned, the drunk stream. But obviously gotta wait till 10,000 subscribers. Liking the stream helps a lot, as does any other algorithmic interaction, including just chatting here does help the algorithm, as far as I know, even just a little bit. Yeah. Oops. Thank you for the interaction, Majo. I assume that's how you pronounce that. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. How long have I died to the archers in any recent streams, I wonder? I don't think so. I feel like it's been a while since I died to the archers. Ornstein, indeed. The Anor Londo archers used to be like one of the most difficult things to get past in this game for me. But now I don't really think about it. I used to like dread getting here in runs because I hated trying to get past them. Ow. Is that it? Now it's gonna happen? Yeah, I'm gonna get lightninged in the feet by this guy in specific. And then one of that archer is gonna hit me while I'm running up to the one on the right. Ow. Oh god, that half the prophecy has come true. This is bad. Okay. The second half of the prophecy did not come true. Uh-oh. Okay. Everything's fine. That was scary. I'm not gonna tempt fate. I'm just gonna heal there. Everything is fine. %, because of my call-out post on Bluebird app. Are you not allowed to say Twitter? Huh? Is that what got censored? Scary story YouTube videos with a narrator? Like the ones where they just read horror stories? Like r/no-sleep posts? I used to a lot when I was like 16, 17. but I haven't in forever because they all have the exact same formula. I used to, I don't know, I used to be really into horror, but all the horror that I engaged with ended up feeling like the exact same kind of horror. So I just never ended up staying engaged with it. Okay. I think it's 8K a piece. That should be enough. And I'm going to need a little bit more to actually reinforce the weapon. I think it's 2K for upgrade. There we go. Our weapon is actually maxed out. Maybe a lot of split damage, my favorite. 498 AR is not bad though, even with split. The only horror games I have ever played for an audience were Outlast and Layers of Fear, both with Anthony on AA Batteries, our old YouTube channel. Those were actually really fun. I loved Layers of Fear. Layers of Fear is such an incredible horror game. And playing that with Anthony made it so much better. Wait, I'm confused. Ah! I did not expect him to go around that pillar. Did you make a video where you talked about me on twitter.com? I don't know. It's hard for me to enjoy playing horror games because it's either like I'm scared the whole time and uncomfortable and it's pure suspense and nothing else because of oops, oh, it's way too greedy. Because of like how a lot of horror games are made, or it's a psychological horror and I enjoy it, but it doesn't really work for like videos like Layers of Fear. I don't know. Layers of Fear was fine for videos because Anthony and I were very visibly scared the whole time because of how we did that together. But doing something like that solo wouldn't work. Wait, so did you type twitter.com? Because it might have censored that because it was trying to make it a link or something. I say twitter.com because it's funny. I feel like the emphasis on the .com part is what really makes Twitter jokes work. Uh-oh. Oh, I thought he was going to jump at me. Okay. So far, so good. Whoa. Hello, NBLissimo. NBLissima, sorry. I forgot it was changed. Shadow and Eggman. Okay, yeah. I figured. There we go. An enigma. Okay. Hopefully Smough shouldn't hurt me at all, actually. I think I'd be very sad if I ended up getting hit by Smough here. Oh. I missed. I don't think he got... he didn't get iframes, I thought, on the jump, because he can get instability damage really easily. Why didn't that hit him? Was it just hitbox shenanigans? The broadsword's jacked cousin. It looks like a really, really big Syncadia. What would be a Syncadia, but for 10 fingers? I'm gonna set my chat view to live chat so I can actually see what heinous things you people are typing for it to not go through. But for salad fingers. I don't know, that's how I've always assumed it was pronounced. That's how I've always read it. Cincadeo, Cincadia, something like that. Back from tacos? Where'd you get the tacos? Or did you make them? Heinous awful things like twitter.com. To be fair, twitter.com is pretty heinous and awful. Okay, Sif. Who made tacos? Cinquadia? Cinquidate? Yeah. I don't know. My brain has always read it as Cincadia. Or Cincadea. Cincadia feels better to say, but it's probably closer to Cincadea. Because it's the first half of it's like a portmanteau of like 5 fingers, right? That's why it's sync as opposed to sync. That's kind of what I assume. I'm pretty sure Cincadia is a portmanteau in a different language. I would assume. Italian. Most of the tacos I've had in recent years have been from Taco Bell because autism. I mean, I assume the Cincadia is from somewhere that has a Latin language. Or, yeah, one of the Romance languages. I don't know. I don't know anything about entomology. Entomology? I think that's the word. I'm losing it. I don't know anything about words. Just because I use them frequently as my job doesn't mean I know anything. No, that's entomology, isn't it? Not in... I don't know. What's the word for the history of a word? Or like how a word came to mean what it does? And etymology, not entomology. Okay. Okay. The modified mucosal lining of the uterus. Okay. Cool. I will now forever think about that whenever I see a Cincadia. You know, I feel like I should know entomology is bugs because I have entomophobia. I have to think about that fact a lot because there are a lot of bugs where I live. I mean, there are a lot of bugs everywhere, I guess, but I live in an apartment, and the outside of the apartment is like the door is covered in bugs and webs and every night there are so many moths there, and moths don't bother me as much as they used to for a lot of reasons, but Cicadia? Cicadia is Italian? That would make sense. Being where the Romance languages originated. Oops. Tranquil walk of peace. Take that. There's one. I'm sure it'll happen many more times. There's the first one. Why are you over there? What? Hello? Okay, now you're here. Sure. I should buy the repair box from Andre, huh? Probably not a bad idea. What? No, the Trick Block of Peace does not work on the Hydra. It would be awesome if it worked on, like, 2 random enemies throughout the game. Yeah, you could actually use Tranquil Walk of Peace on, specifically, the Hydra and the Sanctuary Guardian. It doesn't work on any other enemies in the game. That was a complete lie. It wasn't obvious. It does not work on either the Hydra or the Sanctuary Guardian. Is that why this Golem is yellow? Ow, somebody used the Tranquil Walk of Piss on him. Oh, I'm out of healing. That doesn't bode well for Sif, but it's fine. Yes? Okay. What about the golems and Seaths there? Never mind, actually, I don't... I don't think I want to know. Is Siegland in a golden golem or a blue one? I actually don't remember. It's been so long since I've seen Siegland in the game at all, let alone actually done the quest. I'm sure I can beat Seath first try, right? That is also fully visible in Top Hat on the stream as we speak, so yes, I can see that. Wrinkle Wank of Peace. Okay. He says. Hello, Eth. Welcome. Good to know. I never could have gathered your preferences in that way until now. YouTube will let anything through unless it shouldn't actually be censored. Alright, I just gotta do Sif fairly hitless. Shouldn't be too bad. History never dies. Very subtle, yeah. I agree. Jesus. Are the rest of the streams I do for all of eternity cursed to end up in talking about groping? His poster got censored. But not... Okay. That's hilarious. Maybe if you say piss more than once in one message, it gets censored. Maybe that's the criteria. You're allowed to say it once. Okay. Very difficult Sif fight. Oop. There we go. Okay, real quick, I'm gonna buy the repair box before I forget. I thought that we're just testing the limits of what YouTube allows when it comes to piss. Okay, repair box, and then might as well also repair stuff now. And since I'm here. Dark Souls 2 piss? Give me more damage. We actually get quite a bit of dexterity scaling, a lot more than I expected. Badass mask. The game is kind of urine. Dark Souls 2 has the best early game of the series, in my opinion. Dark Souls 1 is a very, very close second, but Dark Souls 2 early game is so good because of the routing you can do and like where or like how you can get basically whatever weapon in the game that you want extremely early, relatively, compared to especially Dark Souls 3, but even like Dark Souls 1, you can get a lot of stuff a lot earlier in Dark Souls 2. Your piss is instantly corroding metal, go to a doctor. You can't make me. Who do you think I am? Yeah, I want to make more Dark Souls 2 videos, but it's so long. I'm like, I'll get 3 hours in and be like, dang, I would be done with Dark Souls 1 by now. And then I just stop playing and don't end up going back to the run. Souls 2, you're into the first piss. I don't think that one went through. I think we actually got... I think we got piss censorship again. It seems very sporadic what YouTube decides to censor. ADP? ADP is your issue with early game Dark Souls 2, despite the fact that everything in early game Dark Souls 2 is specifically designed around you not having ADP. Huh. That is an opinion. ADP? Jesus. Really needed to get that spray bottle emoji working. Bladder's Gate. See, the problem with Bladder's Gate is that I don't like that style of RPG personally. Yeah, that's when you get up at 2 a.m. because you like woke up having to pee insanely bad despite not drinking water before bed. I'm sad. Oops. I need to go all the way around over here. Oh my god. No! Thanks, fine. This is sad. My favorite weapon so far in Dark Souls 1? That's a really difficult question to answer. Did I get a shortcut ladder? I hope I did. I don't know. There are a lot of really good weapons. Like Gargoyle's Halberd is definitely up there. I had a lot of fun with like the Man Serpent Greatsword. The Scythe is a personal favorite. Not the Great Scythe, but the Scythe itself. I don't know. There are a lot of really fun weapons in this game. The Painting Guardian Sword is absurdly overpowered and it's awesome. This Serpent Greatsword run when? I already did that one. I ended up liking the halberd a lot more than I thought I would. I feel like the halberd class is kind of just my favorite class at this point, because I love the Lucerne, I love the Gargoyle's halberd, I love the halberd, despite the moveset, which I did not expect. The Black Knight halberd is my favorite Black Knight weapon. Actually, the Black Knight Great Axe is close. I don't know. I just like all the weapons in the halberd class. The scythe is really fun. I guess technically the Great Scythe is also a halberd in this game, I think, as well as the Life Hunt Scythe. So most of the best weapons, the most fun weapons in this game for me, are in the halberd class. But like the Welder Sidesword is also really fun to use, as much as I prefer the broadsword. The Painted Guardian Sword, not the Painted Guardian Sword, the Balder Sidesword is a lot more interesting. Oh, I forgot to take the shortcut. I don't know. I don't like Ultra Greatswords, so the Black Knight Greatsword feels kind of underwhelming to me. And I also don't like the Black Knight Sword over the Manserpent Greatsword. Like, I would prefer basically any glaive moveset halberd over the Black Knight halberd. But of the Black Knight weapons, it's either the Black Knight Great Axe or the Black Knight halberd, because the other two are kind of underwhelming. And the Black Knight Great Axe is so insanely rare, and I've used it once, so it's kind of hard to say that it's not the Black Knight halberd. While their sidesword is excessively overrated. Like, it's good. The broadsword is probably better. I don't know. If you want that counter damage, a lot of other things are going to be way easier to get that counter damage with. Like the Lucerne is just better in that way. In terms of damage, I'm not sure which one comes out on top, but it's pretty close as well, especially if you're landing the counter damage significantly more often with the Lucerne. Can't get the courage to get the Life on Scythe because she's too pretty. That's entirely understandable. There's a mod for Elden Ring Night Rain that I was playing yesterday called Elden Vin's Night Rain, which is a mod, or which is a port of a bunch of stuff from a different mod called Elden Vin's, which is a mod for Elden Ring. Anyway, one of the skins for Revenant turns her into Priscilla, and you start with Priscilla's scythe as well. And the moveset is so much fun. I did a run with that yesterday, and it was, oh my god. I'm so excited to play more of that mod after the stream. And Duchess gets a gunslinger skin where she starts with 2 guns. Yeah, very fun mod. Highly recommend it if you are bored of Night Rain and want a more hack and slashy experience. Fun fact, Chloranthy Ring and Brass Crest stack. You can have both of them. They also both stack with Power Within, so you can just have stupid stamina regen. Hello, Ben. I don't think it's your mod, but... oh my god, I appreciate the endorsement. I'm gonna... Well, I don't know. I have 1,000 souls. That's not a big deal. I don't want to waste a bomb. We can play Vanilla Night Rain tonight, but I definitely want to do at least a run of ends. 2 runs of ends. There are two characters I still want to try. I still want to try Iron Eye and Duchess for a run. Oh, Guardian. I have Glintblade Phalanx on Guardian, which I never play because Guardian. But in Elden Vin's, Glintblade Phalanx is like really fun. So I might actually try Guardian too. We'll see. RTS. Real-time strategy ring. Has anyone ever made that joke before? That's one I've never heard. I should stream Elden Vin's. I could stream a run at the end of this stream. I could. but also I don't think I would be able to properly commentate it because it's an insane mod with a lot of stuff going on that I don't understand. And also I'd have to like pay a lot of attention, so I wouldn't be able to like talk very much at all. And I'm also not good at it, so like, you know. If this stream ends up lasting for less than an hour from this point, which it probably won't, but if I beat the game in less than an hour, I will stream my Night Rain Vins run. The real-time strategy ring, though. I don't think I can not mid-roll without Havels. I guess I'll see. I would love to have RTSR for 4 Kings, though. That would be very nice. Ow. RTSR, and then take that off. That's still mid-roll. That's unfortunate. Ugh. That is technically damage. Greed. I hardly know her. Every game is a real-time strategy game if you think about it. That's true. Oh. Yeah, okay. That's about what I expected. I might have enough souls to get just enough endurance to be able to not have Havels. If not, then I'm gonna get the Pyromancy Flame. Okay, never mind. How much does the sword weigh? $18? But that's insane. Wait. That's so much heavier than I thought it was. Okay, that's not happening. That's crazy that I got the Pyromancy Flame earlier, right? That's wild that I actually like remembered to get the Pyromancy Flame earlier. Extremely fortunate for this fight. It is just a big fucking rock that is magically imbued, too. I mean, I could poise tank them. I thought, oh, I could go grab the stone armor. I just poise tank the 4 Kings. Genius. I should have thought about this. Speedrun. Yeah, I'm speedrunning the game. That's what's happening. Definitely. I wonder, excuse me, I wonder if the one-handed moveset is like worth using, especially with the motion value modifier. I don't know. I guess I will see the damage and speed and stamina consumption and everything. Bring up the timer when you're at Gwen's doorstep. To be fair, Live Split does have the functionality to hook into the game and read the in-game time. So, I could bring up the timer. Start the timer at 0? Okay, I'll start a brand new timer. I think I have Live Split downloaded somewhere. I could do that bit. Throw it in. For damage. I'd love to see the Great Club. That might just be the placeholder for the big hammers. Can you not do this? Come on, really? But we'll see if it still hits me. It probably will when I'm least expecting it. No, that's definitely gonna hit me. Oh, I'm dead. God damn it. Yeah, I'm just like insanely fast at the game. Having the Firelink bonfire gone makes this a lot more tedious. A very classic Four Kings fight. Such a rough streak. True. Well, it does a little damage because it's split damage and it's also doing magic damage with which the Four Kings are resistant to. So it's not the weapon that has low AR, it's the Four Kings that have high defense. It's still over 500 AR. Don't worry, we'll get to the Pisaka soon. Right after the Four Kings, we're going straight to the Pisaka. Seath is resistant to magic damage. The Seath fight is going to take even longer than normal. I'm hurrying, I'm sorry. It's not my fault that I'm dying to... It is my fault that I'm dying to the Four Kings, but... It's not my fault that... I'm bad at the video game. Oh god. Okay. So... What is going on with me today? What the hell? I'm old. Okay, listen. Dark Wraiths, I never die to them. Except sometimes I'll just whip out the fastest combo that I don't expect for no reason, even though I should be expecting it every time. Because that's what I always die to when I'm not expecting it because of the double hit combo. Actually, I think it's a 3-hit combo that you get stun locked into if you don't have poise. Okay, this was the one. I'm gonna win this time. Fortunately, slabs are completely useless to me this run. Wow. Look at this extremely normal Dark Souls gameplay. Okay. Pardon me. See, he didn't even move that time. Okay. Sonic a 6 shame. Because I'm going fast. I get it. Dark Souls 2 does have the best fashion souls. I agree completely. Oh right, I was looking for my bloodstain, and then I remembered that I died outside the boss arena. Okay, don't try to back off and use magic this time, okay? Thank you. The damage isn't that bad. Oh, that's bad. That's bad damage. God damn it. Okay, I'm fine. Everything's fine. Just get in and heal. That's so much worse. Heal. Okay, everything's fine. Breed. Everything's fine. Nothing to worry about. Oh. Breed? I almost completely failed to dodge that. But everything's okay. I'm actually going to, just in case, do that. Okay. Thank God for greed. A lawn executor. Actually, Abyss Watcher, there is an Abyss Watcher's Iron Eye skin and a Sauron executor skin in the mod that I was talking, the Elden Ring mod I was talking about. There we go. Greed. One time I got, didn't I get, was it 2 slabs in a row that I got in that one run that I made the short of? Okay, so wait, it's 4 and it goes down to 3. I think I'm not gonna go over 20 so I can level endurance a little bit. Yeah, 2 in a row. two slabs in a row. I just read your, who was that? I think it's a, or no, it was I'm trying to remember who said things. Yeah, it's a said you get unlucky with slabs. I got very lucky one time. Okay, Anor Londo. Not about the piss, it's about the power. I don't know what that means, but I agree. Hopefully, I don't die on my way through the archives. But, you know, anything can happen. We'll see. Pigs. Tragic. About piss, it's about power. I'm gonna choose to believe that YouTube censored the colon 3 and not the me when girl-pee. Yeah, good start so far. We'll see how this goes. I'm mostly just worried about getting the... It actually censored because... YouTube sure does know how to censor things. Ugh. If that was buffed, that would have killed me. Wow, a caduceus kite shield. I actually have no idea how to pronounce that. I assume it's caduceus, only because it's funny. It blocks urinating, but not pissing. That's crazy. Uh-oh. Okay, everything's fine. Does it become a soup? I don't know. I don't think you're supposed to eat it, and I think that disqualifies it from being a soup. 3 colons? Absolutely unacceptable. Peel on. Okay, it's not... Its creation isn't intended for consumption. The vast majority of the time. Is that better clarification? I'm gonna, like, die to this guy. And waste their rare ring of sacrifice. Oh, never mind. We're good. Woke nonsense. I'm going to choose to ignore specific chat messages. Pendant. Yeah, I feel like of all the words to censor, woke would be one that YouTube does censor. Woke girl B moment. Sentient Pest is also one of my favorite fights. Actually, if I do end up streaming Elden Vins, it will be on Sentient Pest because I'm doing the bosses in order, and I've only done 2 runs against Gladius, and one against Gladius and one against Adele, and Sentient Pest is next up on the list. So, I love Sentient Pest. I don't understand why people don't like it. Oh my god, there she is. The 4th one is lagging behind this time. Okay. Hurry. Hurry. Okay, never mind. Nice. That was much easier than it usually is. I have a camera in your room, Vin. And I'm gonna start streaming it. I'll be fighting Sentient Pest while doing that. Woman ahead, therefore try thrusting. Something like that. That went shockingly smoothly. Alright, fine, I won't stream your room. Here we go. Well, she'll revive once once I rest at a bonfire or die. Is the weapon good? That's a question. That I don't know if I have the ability to answer right now. It's usable. It's probably vastly better in PvP, but as it stands in PvE, it is excessively underwhelming compared to a lot of greatswords. YouTube let Jork it through. That's kind of surprising, actually. Okay. Anyway. Not a Calafeet fan. I love my community. I cannot believe what YouTube is living through right now. It's censored, but censored, but not. Holy shit. Oh my god. Am I okay? Absolutely not. But that's that's what makes it so great, really. Oh my god. Ugh, digital footprint, am I right? I'm never getting another job after this. It's over for me. If YouTube ever falls through, that's it. I'm done. My life is over. Okay. Um, Dark Souls. Am I right? About to fight the most engaging boss in the series here. You know, if he had done that before I had turned that lever, I wouldn't have even cared, because then I could just drop down. But I don't think I can speed up the animation while doing this, otherwise I'll fall through the ladder. Oh my god. Just I didn't request that. Okay, you know what? Extremely normal Dark Souls gameplay. I am 1000% blaming the girl piss talk. Ow. My nape. Very regular. Hello? Whoa, what the? Huh. The speedrun strat was just being a trans woman. That's it. That's the only speedrun strat you need to know. A new TikTok. I wish. The Discord. I would be so down to rename Lemon Girl Discord to Piscord. But unfortunately, I do have to keep it relatively PG-13. True, it's not a solar pellet stream without piss talk. That's why the Rukutu stream didn't have piss talk. Yeah, it's actually illegal to speedrun as a trans woman. Biscord. Okay. A trend? In what world is that a trend? I don't remember that, Krista. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what you've had to go through. I'm gonna like pass out from oxygen deprivation because I keep laughing. Oh my god. Miss Golem. The girl pee extraction chamber. Oh my god. I if YouTube ever catches wind of like whatever the hell is going on right now, I feel like I'm gonna be banned from the monetization program permanently. This is one of the stupidest streams I've ever had. I kind of love it. Wait, really? He's doing that? Okay, he's kind of just letting me wail on him. You should, Vin. I think it's important to spread the word. Okay. That was shockingly fast for dealing a lot of magic damage. He just wanted to be done with the piss talk. He didn't want to engage with it. A bit of chaos time. A little bit more than the hour that I predicted, but you know, close enough. Steve hates girl piss. Did it actually censor girl piss? That's crazy. Wait. I'm so confused. Why did it censor you, Krista, but not... What could possibly be the difference? And why you got censored? That's crazy. Pay to win doesn't keep you from getting censored, apparently. My finger slipped, and I started walking so on accident. And I got confused, and I didn't press the dodge button when I needed to. This is tragic. Okay. They were girl pissers. YouTube censorship, am I right? You know, this isn't the right word. I wonder, just like, how many people talking about this right now are talking about it ironically, and how many people are being like, are talking about it because they're actually really into it, you know? I will not disclose my position. Not on stream, anyway. Okay. Bit of chaos. Thank you, Krista, for the $5. As much as I think that those $5 were more for you than they were for me, I still very much appreciate the $5. Thank you very much. Jesus. Not at all? Okay. Good to know. Think we all know? No, you have no idea. My positions are very hidden on everything like that. Possibly. Okay. Completely unironic. Girl. Oh my god. This is the stream of all time, I think. You know, I kind of hope that my streams never, like, get enough viewers that I can't interact with chat like this, because losing off on this experience permanently would be quite tragic. Position is under the covers with the lights off. Okay, why off? What happens if you change your resistance to a status while you are inflicted with that status? Okay, it does scale proportionately. I had never attempted that, and I was very curious because I had never thought of it. Okay. Oh, whatever. I don't care. I don't need that bonfire. No, it doesn't. Hold on, I'm trying to regather my bearings. This is why I'm dying a bunch this stream. It's not because I'm tired. It's not because I've been playing other games more frequently. It's because it's because of the piss talk. It does not make the status last longer. The longer status bar is visual to represent your resistance, but the ailment itself will always last the same amount of time. Bingy. Yeah, Egg Boy blocked our way, but it's okay. We don't need to go that way anyway. What else am I supposed to blame? Myself? I can't do that. I'm a streamer. I'm not allowed to have integrity. Oh my god. Like, okay. But how... how am I not supposed to blame that? Like, how is it not Vin's fault at this exact moment? I am incredibly distracted. I can blame you? Okay. Mods, piss that guy's pants. Too full of girl pee. Oh my god. I don't think I have any YouTube mods. If I do... No, I do! I think... Psy is still a YouTube mod? But they're never here, so... I effectively don't have any YouTube mods. As much as I probably should. You volunteer? Okay, one second. Let me die to the demon fire sage real quick. Because evidently I'm dying to things that I shouldn't die to this stream. Can you stop jumping around? You boy pilled to have girl pee. That's unfortunate. Truly a tragic state of being. Probably the worst person for the job. Yeah, you do fall asleep during the streams. But like, I feel like the consistency between Discord and YouTube mods does make sense to have, right? Did YouTube censor freaky? Is that what just happened? Hold on. Here we go. Endurance and then dexterity, I guess. Krista, you should be a mod now, presumably. Hit list false advertisement. I'm sorry, I'm too inconsistent with my skill at this game. Freakiest censored girl P is forever. It's true. They can have wars against each other. YouTube is washed. You know, if this is a sober stream, I'm kind of scared what the drunk stream is going to be like. Scared? That's not the right word. Excited? Maybe. Okay, I'm going to put on the orange charred ring real quick. Oh, wait. Over a wolf? Yeah. Ah! Everything's fine. Power within and lava damage is not a fun combo, but it's not detrimental. Unless he does the steppy stomps, which he's not going to. Book tickets for the drunk stream. Less than 100 subscribers away. Put pee in an incense burner. You'll get drunk. Probably not. You just get pink eye. I guess it depends on how drunk they are. If they're like 4%, like 10% blood alcohol level, maybe. In the event of a drunk piss stream, okay. An incense. One time I thought I had pink eye. I actually had, what happened was I was sick. So I was laying down, right? For like multiple days in a row. Basically, I was just resting and laying down because it was like a really bad head cold, effectively. And because of the way I was laying, the mucus somehow like went up through my tear duct and caused an infection in my eye. It was awful. Genuinely horrific. I hated that. On your Calamite altar? Genius. But you gotta put goggles on to safely be around the Calamite altar. Very spicy. Okay, let's see how long this run back is. Let me, I'm gonna wait for my timer to say 21 minutes. So now, and we'll see how long it takes to get to the fog wall. Girl piss in the sink or sink in the girl piss? Both. We'll see what happens, as sink in the girl piss sink. The true correct option. The hidden third correct option. Kind of meta. Yeah, true. If the bathroom is occupied and you gotta go real bad. It also saves water. So if you think about it. Okay, we're 1 minute into the run back. And we're almost there. I don't think it's a 3-minute run back. It is a 1 minute, 15-second run back. I guess if you count the slide, it's like a minute 30. That does also save water, Krista. That's true. Wow, 1.5 minutes for the run back. Crazy. Damn, all of me. Did it let that through? That's crazy. Yeah, I guess it also makes sense to keep consistency with the Twitch mods too, right? If first is the sink, is that vor? If you're sinking in the sink? No, it one-shot me. I'm so sad. Make everyone here mod? Okay. Give me 1 second. I got you. I can't believe I died so bit of chaos. That sounds like that kind of mod that I need. Genius. Every sentence. Every single one. Oh, excuse me. BS. I died because I missed time to dodge. What do you mean BS? And I haven't leveled health at all. I have 15 vitality. Of course I'm gonna get one shot by an in-game boss. It's not going well despite the piss, implying that talking about piss should make me better at the video game, correct? Who's Sylvia? What does she have to do with my mouth? I don't personally, but I do know someone who would think being a cool bug would be worth being on fire all the time. Okay. Bed of Chaos is probably the most consistent boss in this game, in my humble opinion. Sylvia. Okay. Now the hard part. I think she's just cozy, to be honest. I mean, to be fair, she is like a witch who controls fire, right? Was shockingly easy to dodge. YouTube is sexist. You know, it occurs to me that people watching this stream back aren't gonna see, like watching the VOD, especially in full screen, aren't gonna see a lot of these messages. I think the exclusive experience is important, though, for people who are here live. I think that is important. I'm pretty sure she's immune to fire damage, but I don't think it matters. Protecting yourself from the future moderator ban. Let's see how it is when. It'd be crazy if it let that through, but not. Okay. Does YouTube save the live chat replay or only the top chat replay? I'm actually not sure if it'll even be possible to view these messages in the future. Like that SpongeBob bit. Um, where they blow raspberries after every couple of words. Okay. Why would I level Vigor? Vigor? Vitality. Why would I level Vitality? If I can just not get hit, you know? I mean, it's worked so far. Not well, but it's worked so far. I feel like saying fluids is somehow worse than piss. I don't know. It just feels worse to me. Ow. Gotta make sure I'm actually falling in the correct spots. Oh, there he goes. Solar pellets fluids. Of course. Ow. I don't even... I don't even know how to respond to a lot of these messages at this point. I would like to engage with the chat, but I don't know how to without getting banned from the internet as a whole, not just YouTube. Oh. I got hit by a pinwheel. This is tragic. He almost started phase 2. They almost started phase 2. What's our mask? Mask of the Mother. Okay. Girl who gets hit by a pinwheel. Krista, are you okay? This is the kind of behavior I like to see out of my mods. I don't know what you mean by being a bad choice. Vin, are you kink shaming right now? Pinwheel does have a very atmospheric stream. I agree. Stream? What the hell? A very atmospheric theme. I agree. SMH kink shaming on the solar pellet stream. Gender solids. Gender plasmas. Well, you're also not in defeat, so I don't think you're a good metric. Oh my god. That was scary. Can you hand fan? Samurai. I don't think that's I think that's actually a really important verse. It's not abuse to punish kink shaming, though, to be fair. I will leave that up to your discretion. I trust you as a mod. Yeah, the Bible is about being attacked for kink shaming, but what the authors believed was justified kink shaming specifically. Krista has never pissed. I cannot confirm, nor deny. Pissy. True. I wasn't there for that. I don't think. If I was, I don't remember, so I still can't confirm. There are so many NPCs I've ignored throughout the course of this run. Oh my god, Pinwheel. Pinwheel, Nito. I feel like calling Nito Pinwheel is an insult. A very personal insult to Nito. I cannot believe how poorly I mistimed that because I just could not see. You know, I would say something about banning Christians or whatever, but I feel like it would be a sin for a Christian to watch my stream at this point. It's kind of shocking. Like, I don't know, 3 or 4 outwardly outspoken religious people have joined my Discord, which is always so funny to me. Because they either don't say anything about it, or they end up getting banned. It'll like come up in passing. They're like, oh yeah, I mean, I believe in whatever. I'll be like, oh, you. And then either a conversation will ensue, which ends with them getting banned, or they will stop engaging completely. I did have to ban a cop from my Discord one time. That was funny. Healthy natural beauty product, true. Yeah, there was a conservative who I was centrist, right? Quote unquote. who 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 said they were okay with me because I don't talk about my political views. Oh my god. I forgot that that's why they were in the Discord in the first place. That's so funny. They were okay with my content because I don't talk about my political views very often. Anyway, if you don't believe in trans rights, I think you deserve to die. And also, if you think there is any inherent difference between any person because of their sexuality, race, gender, whatever, I also think you should die. There are my political views. So if you don't support that, please leave. You don't deserve entertainment either. Anyway, DLC time. Remember that time that I did Manus and Calamite back-to-back hitless while arguing with the transphobe? I think that's one of my biggest flexes I've ever... Like, that's one of the coolest things I've ever done in my life. That was... Ugh. Anyway. Never thought I would get woke and political. Oh, I don't remember what stream that was. Damn, I saw it recently, but I do not remember what... I think I talked about it in the Discord at some point. God, I don't remember though. What do you mean fast walk? That was very normal speeds. That's just a thing that I can do. was a while ago, but it wasn't like near the beginning of me streaming. I don't remember when it was though. A recent run, but was too hesitant to try it. It's underwhelming. I mean, you're about to see its performance in the DLC, where it's definitely at its worst. Like, you could get more damage than that on pretty much any other Greatsword, right? Oh, okay, well, instability damage is a bad example. Sanctuary Guardian is also probably a bad example, admittedly, because it has 2 health, but... normal person. There we go. Sanctuary Guardian first try. I'm probably gonna skip Calamite this run. Because I don't think I can do it very well right now. The best. You. Okay. Okay. I have a reason. I think it would be fun to stream a run of the Elden Vins mod. I do not think I would be willing to start it if I also did Calamite. So I think it's an either or situation. What is the consensus? Calamite or a Elden Ring mod run? Or Night Rain mod run, rather. No. Elden Fist Night Fist. Tell you what. If I start using warping heavily, I could have time to do both. Too quirky sauce for you. It's very visually heavy on the eyes, for sure. Drank a whole bottle? A whole bottle of what? I feel like what you drink a bottle of is important. Oh, pardon me. Okay, we could do Calamite instead of Manus. Actually. Only the second weirdest? I'm curious, what was the weirdest? What about the other stream makes this second place? That was a lot of damage. Owie. I think the Manus fight is fun. 35%. That feels like a lot of alcohol. That's not true. I also love Manu. Manu is awesome. Manus, on the other hand, is cool, but not nearly as cool. Okay. I'm gonna speed things up a bit. I'm mostly interested in the boss fights here. Manus better than Calamite? Incorrect. Wrong. Sorry. I like the Manus fight. I think it's fun. Learning it was awful. I think the Manus fight is really fun. But the Calamite fight has always been one of my favorite Souls fights. Oh my god, a third one? That's crazy. It's so rare that I see a third one. And a stagger? Artorias. More like easy. Good evening, Nicholas Lurie. Welcome. I hope you are ready for the stream, chat. Okay, if I end up Tranquil Walk of piecing at some point, it's probably over for me. I need to heal. Okay, that was not a safe heal, apparently. Safe? No, not safe. No. I have no idea what is and isn't a safe heal opportunity here. Hey, there we go. That's a safe heal opportunity. Get ready for the stream. You do not need to participate in this stream if you do not wish to. Oh my god. Not that stream, anyway. I guess I didn't need to heal if I'm just gonna do the rest of the fight hitless anyway. Since he got buffed. There we go. Wait, what? What? That was horrifying. What the hell? Okay. I'm gonna let the Goth cutscene play because all this talk is making me need to actually go to the bathroom. So I'm going to give myself the key. The crest key. I'm gonna also level up. Can you come? If you can make it here within the next 30 seconds, yeah. Hello, Lily. I hope you've enjoyed your looking. take the mic with you. I feel like I'd get banned. Yeah, you need the crest key to talk to Goth. I don't have a headset. I have like an actual microphone setup. I'm using a neat King B2 because it's one of my favorite microphones ever. I love the King B2. I could talk for hours about microphones for no reason. Anyway. You piss in the game, you pee for real. Okay, I'll be right back.
Yes. A truer shot was never loosed. That bat will be grounded for a good spell. The rest is in thine hands. I await good tidings. Dragon slaying. Knighthood's highest.
Okay, Calamite time. Off pissing on Calamite cutscene. See, I used to hate the sound of my voice, especially when I first started like making YouTube videos. But I've been doing this for years, so I'm just kind of used to the sound of my own voice. The only reason I have an actual microphone set up is because it felt wrong to have a low quality sound, despite very or knowing how to very easily have good sound. So I put in the money to get a 2i2. I have so many microphones. I got the first microphone I ever got was a BM700, a Shure BM700, which is like the lowest quality condenser microphone you can possibly get. I have a SM7B. I have two Shure microphones. I don't remember what the other one is. I have the stage microphone and the streamer slash podcast microphone. I have a neat Worker Bee, the original Worker Bee. I have a neat King Bee, which I had to spend like $200 something on because I really wanted an original King Bee, but they stopped making them in place of the King Bee 2. I have a King Bee 2. I don't have a King Bee 1 though. I have like 3 or 4 thrift shop microphones that were like between $5 and $20. I think it's funny. Autism? What? LMWD 4. Okay. I'm not gonna continue reading that. Automated attack where he steps on you. Oh my god. I like how that got censored. I think that makes it funnier. Keep talking about microphones. Oh! Sad now. I don't know. I really wish Neat would continue producing the King Bee, the original King Bee, because it's just such an awesome microphone. It has such a clean sound profile. The King Bee 2 is a little bit muddier. I love the sound profile on the King Bee 2, but it's just like a tiny bit muddier. And that does make me prefer the King Bee, as much as the King Bee 2 is so much easier to use and is probably better for this style, this format of content. It's true, this is what too much Night Rain does to me, and I'm going to continue torturing myself by playing more Night Rain. A little distracted, a tiny bit. Okay, trying to grab me. That's a lot more damage than I was expecting. Like, a lot of that is coming from Power Within, but that's still way more damage than I expected. Okay. King B, more like King P. Am I right? I don't know why I stopped looking at the screen because I didn't expect a follow-up. And my brain just shut off. Can you stop? Oh my god. Do anything else, please. I'm begging you. Oh my god. You are not right. Oh my god. Okay. This is a rough Calamite fight, but it's okay. Everything is still working out relatively. Stop it. I'm dead. No, no follow-up. I'm not dead. Everything's okay. What the hell? Stop! I can get one attack at least. No more power within. Oh, that's so much less damage. I forget how much power within actually matters. 40% doesn't seem like that big of a number until you drop 50 AR. Not like, actually, hold on. It would be like 200 something AR, huh? It's a sad day. Complicated? That's one word for it, yeah. Did you know there are actually 2 variations of the stomping attack that Calamite has? Because one is for one side, like one diagonal half a feet, and the other is for the other 2 feet. Okay. Oh my god, that was so fast! That was the backflip attack! No wonder. Okay. The excessively rare backflip attack that I almost always get hit by, but didn't this time because I ran away from it like a coward. It ended up working out. That's crazy. Bottom 3 for Attractive Souls Dragons. That's crazy. Personally, my personal favorite would probably go to Fortis Axe, or just like the Ancient Dragons from Dark Souls, or from Elden Ring, rather. But Caligo is also definitely up there. Calamite's also up there for sure, obviously. 2 more dexterity. Bale. Lanciax. Okay. Caligo is a Gilf, exactly. That's what I mean. Bale is bottom 3 for me for sure.
You sorry fool.
I feel like, Alyssa, that you're trying to bring it back. I don't know what gives me that vibe. Okay. Go in. And then we can switch over to Elden Ring. Oh my goodness. Alyssa, you don't need to justify it. It's okay. I understand. Bale is dreadful. I get it. I understand the bit. I did not fight Manus at all. Oh my goodness. Normally I do, but I decided to do Calamite instead of Manus because chat wanted to see me do an Elden Ring mod, or a Night Raid mod instead. Wait, it let it through that time because you put it in a sentence? It wasn't intentional. I think that makes it better. That's some things to say. Crazy. I never would have guessed. That was scary. I was watching Yasmania last night. I had just got off of Elden Ring and I laid down and I started watching a Yasmania video to like get tired too. And like watching him play Dark Souls 2 immediately after coming off of Night Rain, modded Night Rain, is such a crazy experience. Krista using her mod abilities as she should. Oh my god! That's so much more damage than I was expecting. What the hell? That's crazy. Okay, Gwyn was an extremely difficult fight. Gwyn, Lord of Piss. Okay, thoughts on the weapon. For base game, it's fine. Underwhelming, largely, except for the Gwyn fight, apparently. For DLC, it's also extremely underwhelming. I would pick any pure physical greatsword over it, but it looked cool. And that's what really matters. And you have Tranquil Walk of Peace, which you can... It casts way faster than the spell. And also, if you use a glitch to buff the weapon, that'll do damage. And a huge AoE, which is awesome. But otherwise, vanilla, or without glitches, it's kind of... Oh, the boss is dead. Sorry for blinking. It's even yellow. You're so right. I've been told that I'm the Yasmania of Dark Souls 1. But I don't know. I think the format is different enough. I only partially agree. Okay, let me launch Night Rain. Weapon at risk. Tranquil Walk if piss. If. The concurrent viewers just peaked, by the way. I have 40 viewers. I would just like to point that out. Okay, currently launching Night Rain. One moment. That should be the correct thing to stream. In theory. Okay. Solar Pellets Yasmania collab. I that would be awesome. I don't think it's gonna happen, but if it does, that would be awesome. Okay. The piss stream is popular. Okay, so this mod adds a lot of skins. Oh wait, what? This skin starts with a greatsword on Duchess? That's awesome, actually. And it's a Lordsworn's. So yeah, movesets are very different. That's an offhand dagger moveset? That's crazy. Okay. Not too many spoilers, but we're gonna start with I don't know who I want to play. I think I want to do Revenant, because Revenant is actually one of my favorite characters in vanilla. I know that, like, I don't think YouTube would let me show off that bottom skin in its full glory. You're gonna have to play the mod for yourself. Only on OnlyFans. Playing Dark Souls 3 because Dark Souls 1 plus 2 is 3. Genius. Okay, anyway. I think I want to do Revenant. Revenant does have a Priscilla skin, which gives her the scythe, but I actually really want to use the claws because I didn't get the chance to use the claws last night because I thought the scythe was really cool and did that instead. Her claw moveset is completely changed and presumably much better. I think it was really fun vanilla and is actually one of my favorite movesets in the game, but you know, now we have this. Desert Recluse is stacked because normal Recluse is stacked. I have... What presets do I have for... I want the fire damage one. This one. I think it would make sense to replace this with fire attack up to... But I could also just keep going with Evergels. Evergels is going to be more damage overall. Is it? Oh yeah, there is a dragon form. There's a chance to get it from the... Let me make sure I'm in solo. Oops. There's a chance to get it from the merchant. There's like a dragonstone thingy. Raider Big Naturals mod. That is a thing. I think the mod is called like version R or something. The animations are fast because it completely repaces and changes the game. I think I'll go here first. If I have a key. If this was a starting camp, I'd do the Evergel first, but also Revenant starts with Viscous instead of Rejection? I couldn't remember the name. You also have a combo meter, so like Devil May Cry style, but instead of having to like actually do combos, it just goes up at the more you attack enemies. Damage and like defense and stuff is compensated for by enemy health bars and everything. For this, everything is like based around the speed. It's not like you just melt enemies or whatever, but enemies are not sufficiently sped up. The Revenant Claws are really fun. They're actually one of my favorite weapons in the game. Oh wait, it doesn't start me with fire damage. I just realized that. It doesn't actually replace the starting skill with Flaming Strike for some reason. Probably because the mod overrides White Shadow's Lure with a completely different skill. Mod is perfect for base Elden Ring bosses? True. There is a base Elden Ring version of this mod. That's White Shadow's Lure, by the way. Completely changed. They spell jail different because it's the old English spelling. Oh my god, ow. Also, I'm bad at Night Rain, which should become very obvious very quickly. What's the holy damage like against this guy? Not bad. They buffed the summons, so Helen is actually good now. Oh, I thought that would give me better iframes if I'm being honest. This is what Night Rain is like. Just imagine this, but like way slower. See, the reason that I like this more than... Okay. Base Elden Ring, I think, is way too fast for a Souls-style game. This is a mod for a faster version of a Souls-style game. And so the anime slap feels a lot better, in my opinion. Also, if I do enough hits, and I get to... So the ranks go up to triple S and then V rank. And then once you get to V rank, if you do a strong attack, you do like a crazy special attack. It's not the 40s, it's a fantasy game. And fantasy thinks that Old English is cool for some reason. What do I have? Catch Flame. Okay, well, we won. Easiest run of my life. Ever Gale. Truly. Oh, I need to check the key. Where's the key check in this one? It's behind the thing, yeah. Okay. Took Helen's legs in the war. Yeah, I'm not sure why that is like that. For some reason, Helen and also other pages, if you kill them and summon them, also will be missing their legs for some reason. Dark Souls 3 isn't like that dramatically faster than Dark Souls 1, to be fair. Like, it is absolutely faster, and it is noticeably faster to the point where it changes the gameplay. But compared to Elden Ring, classically trained Dark Souls players, yeah, I would agree. It's a lot more trial and error than it is like sight reading bosses like you would in Dark Souls. I actually have no idea how good Catch Flame is in this, because vanilla, it's one of, if not the best incantation. But here, Sebastian, help. Take aggro. That's not Catch Flame. Oh my god. It has a whole martial arts moveset behind it. And also obliterates my FP. Dark Souls Battle Royale. Is that not what, Dustbloods? That's the name. Is that not what Dustbloods is gonna be? Yeah. And go to the other ever jail. Oh, there's a big merch. I can buy a key there. Bloodbornified Dark Souls. It's not that much faster though. The speed difference between Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne is a lot more significant than, or is a lot more significant than between Dark Souls 1 and 3. I mean, I'm better at Dark Souls 3, but I enjoy it quite a bit. The only game you'd buy a Switch 2 for? I mean, I get it. I've bought consoles for FromSoft games. I've just kind of been disillusioned with FromSoft as a company and Nintendo as a company, you know? That is absurd damage. What? actually dumb damage. And that's like, that's dumb damage for... Oh, also all these things. Might hurt. Yeah, but no, that's not worth it at all. There are new perks and stuff that are a lot more, like, risky to take. Basically, that just, like, rebalances how you play Night Rain completely, because everything is way faster paced and way stronger and way more intense. So it's a different experience completely. I need more runes. What am I doing? I can't buy a key here yet. I'm just gonna go build a couple things here. Yeah, Bloodborne was absolutely the shift to fast-paced combat, but Dark Souls 3 slowed it down a bit, and then Elden Ring sped it back up again. Dark Souls 2 is, I think, completely separate from the speed conversation, because Dark Souls 1 and Demon Souls are close to the same speed. I would say Dark Souls 1 is a little faster. And then Dark Souls 2 slowed it down significantly and is basically a completely different style of gameplay because of how much more it focuses on the RPG aspects and everything. And then, wow, this guy has a lot of health. Oh, it's resistant to magic and I'm dealing magic damage. That would be why. But then, yeah, Dark Souls 3 sped it back up. Elden Ring sped it up even more. So, I understand the disdain for Dark Souls 3 because it feels like that's what caused, or for Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3 because it feels like that's what caused Elden Ring to be the things that a lot of people don't like about the game. But, you know, do I care about any of this? Not really, actually. I guess I just walked to this every Joe. Demon Souls is hard? Question mark? I don't know. I found Demon Souls to be the easiest of the Souls games by quite a wide margin, personally. Not really sure why, though. I think Dark Souls 2 is the perfect speed for what it was going for. There's a key check here. I can go get that for this last ever gel in the circle. And then day 2 can be castle. This mod... There's a separate mod that was added to this mod that replaces middle troll castle layout with the fire monk things from the Elden Ring DLC. So instead of trolls, you get the fire knights that like kick the fireballs at you. And if the castle layout is that's probably going to be bad because fire damage is by far my best damage type right now. And I also am terrible at fighting those guys. I have FP restoration on successive attacks. That's just kind of my normal Revenant build. And I feel like it makes sense to have here because of how much FP this eats. Fetch flame. Oh, I don't know if that's worth it. I mean, yeah, it's worth it. I wonder if Revenant can use other claws and stuff as well, because it might be worth trying to find a fire damage claw here and see if it has a special moveset. This whole FPS from on the PS3 hardware was the best part though. Did Demon Souls even perform that poorly? Like, I know Bloodborne probably performs worse than Demon Souls, right? Yeah, trying to focus all my damage on the bugs. Is there a rise anywhere? I would like to get FP shards. There is one on the very right. I can also do that rightmost ever jail tomorrow. Demon Souls runs fine on PS3. Ran into no issues. Demon Souls has no dragon form. That is a pretty big negative. Might as well be the worst Souls game, really, at that point. Okay. I also could have gotten fire damage on my claws, but then I wouldn't have the Evergel perk, and losing out on that damage is probably not worth. I think if I just get Starlight Shards, it's not going to matter. And I guess I can buy some from the merchant. Gold pickled. There's our funding for the Starlight Shards. enjoying Demon Souls more than Dark Souls 3? Question mark? Okay. Oh, you know, I should go into a cave and make this purple and make it deal even more absurd amounts of damage. Okay, it'd be cool if I could actually hit the enemy. Ow. There we go. Once I actually land hits, the damage goes kind of stupid. Come back. Here we go. I'm gonna get a key here. Infinite healing doesn't help that much because everything does huge damage. What? Have you not leveled your health at all? In what world does everything do huge damage in Demon Souls? No key. That is unfortunate. Okay, I guess I'll go into this cave, actually. I like Demon Souls more than Dark Souls 3, too. But I don't dislike Dark Souls 3. I'm one of the Dark Souls 2 enjoyers that doesn't hate Dark Souls 3. Why am I covered in lightning? I noticed that last night, too, but I don't know what's causing that. I like the FP bar a lot less than the spellcast system, but I don't hate the FP bar. It makes it a lot less useful to use all your spells instead of just like your best one constantly, but something tells me this guy isn't insanely weak to fire. Not resistant per se, but not insanely weak. Okay, get that. Hopefully get a smithing stone 2 out of here. Purple. Royal magic grease, smithing stone 1. A lot more smithing stone 1s. Yeah, I think the spellcast system makes you use all your spells as opposed to just your best spell at the moment. Constantly, because the FP bar you can refill and use the same spell over and over. But I don't know, if that's the kind of gameplay you prefer, like less thinking about exactly which spells you use at which time for where you're going, like I definitely get that. And I think the FP bar system is useful for certain preferences of gameplay. I don't want that. Pyromancy is always my favorite spell type, usually. Oh? Oh. You know, having mostly fire damage for Smelter Demon is unfortunate. I just need to get... I think I have V rank, actually. I'd be surprised if I didn't, because I haven't used it this whole time. I think the only thing that resets it is dying. Ow. Stop! Why are you still going? I hate these things with normal Elden Ring gameplay. Don't hate it any less here. Despite the vastly increased movement speed. Ow. Thank you, Helen. Ow. I love Smelter Demon. I don't love these guys. Oh my god, I definitely pressed the dodge button. I didn't know they had a tail attack. That's news to me. Okay, we might get to see a V rank attack, assuming I have V rank. I'd be surprised if I didn't. I do have a V rank. Oh, that's what the... Okay. The lightning is the V rank signifier. Helen is taking very little damage. Ow. That hit me. I didn't think that would. I do have a physical damage weapon. Maybe I should be using that. Yeah, that's a lot better. Oh. Whoa, almost dodged into that. Helen is tanky. A lot tankier than I feel like she should be. That was so much earlier than I was expecting it to be. Yeah, she's gonna explode. I'm gonna pull out Frederick. I feel like Frederick's gonna be a little bit better for stance breaking and stuff. Oh god. And he doesn't have the fire damage on the crossbow. Heal. Nice. Frederick probably does a lot more stance damage as well than Helen. There we go. Easy. Yeah, critical on Smolder Demon. Cast an area of Ghost Flame and summoning a spirit. Okay, sure. That's new. I haven't seen that yet. Yeah, you can critical most bosses in this game. There are very few that you can't. Also, I think storm damage is significantly lessened in this mod. It definitely feels like it. I don't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, there are a lot more ways to do spellcasting builds than just standing really far away and spamming. I think that's the least fun way to do spellcasting builds, to be honest. Yeah, the shotgun is very useful. I don't want to fight you. Yeah, Smolder Demon has the exact same moveset in Night Rain as he did in Dark Souls 2. I think it is slightly changed a little bit, but not dramatically. Like some of the hitboxes might be different or whatever. But oh, they changed Fort Knight to have a Black Knight instead of the Fort Knight. Shattering Pistol, indeed. Which one is this? It's the one on top and I just didn't see it. Did they add new rises? What? Is that a running stump and it's like clipped in this tree? Because I've had that before. Doesn't seem like it. What? I don't know this one? They must have added new rises, because this is not one of the 10 that I know. Very strange. Yeah, the timings and stuff are, if not identical, they are very, very close. What? What do you mean fire giant? This is new. This definitely is not in vanilla Night Rain. Helen is tanking. God damn. Okay. Ow. Can I not break the brace in this, I wonder? Helen does damage. Jesus. There we go. Fire giant out of an Evergel is crazy. this guy should be pretty easy with fire damage. Ow. You know, doing a little bit of damage. Where's Helen? Did Helen get unsummoned for some reason? Giant bubbles. This is a bad time for that. Another boss resistant to fire, by the way. Uh-oh. Everything's fine. At least give me the perk. Please. I didn't have time to read it. Oh wait, it's resistant to both fire and magic. My two elements. Okay, Helen, it's your turn again. Because you're the only one with ranged attacks. Actually, this is not a bad place for this to be. And I get a bunch of free runes out of it, so whatever. You can iframe that in vanilla if you have improved dodging. I don't know if you can iframe it otherwise. Is Helen not here? What's happening? Why does Helen keep unsummoning? Okay. Come on, Helen. Attack better. This is a Night Lord. This is vanilla. Augur raids are very vanilla. Oh wait, this is a resistance debuff, isn't it? I can do that and then just start spamming these guys. Yeah, Night Lord raids are very vanilla. Almost died to an Augur raid. That would be embarrassing. There we go. Gotta get the boss drop that I didn't get before I got yoinked over here. Okay. Magic attack power? Yeah, sure. Actually, I haven't seen the Twin Blade moveset. I'm curious. Do I have a key? I do have a key. Okay, we can get this healing. The last Evergel. I want to upgrade my stuff real quick. Get this to that. Get those two up. MMO Dark Souls. It does kind of sound like an MMO, yeah. Have a good night, Itza. Or good day, whatever your time zone is. Thank you for being here while you could. I'm glad you enjoyed your time. I should just buy some from a merchant. I don't know why I haven't yet. 6 healing should be more than enough. Okay, purple catch flame. I want to see what the Twin Blade moveset is though, because this also does fire damage. So the Clean Rot Knights are a replacement for the Banished Knights, which is unfortunate, because I hate both of them. I don't know, I'd rather have one and not both, but... I don't know, I think the Clean Rot Knights aren't as bad as the Banished Knights. Oh my god, just because they don't do as much damage. That rots you? That's unfortunate. What am I doing? I have Sebastian. Ow. The Twin Blade moveset is cool, but I prefer the Scythe moveset for sure, which is not the case in vanilla. Yeah, MMOs aren't my cup of tea, and especially PvP, so I'm unfortunately not gonna be able to comment at all on that, on either. Oh, I might die here. Everything's fine. Alright, I didn't think the Clean Rot Knights would be able to get summoned. Okay. And we can go middle. That's all 7. That's 35% extra damage. For free, effectively. Yeah, there are a lot of people who like MMOs and a lot of people who like PvP. I am neither of those. Bottom boss, I think is always the same. If it is, I'm not going to fight it because it's one of my least favorite enemies that FromSoft has ever devised. If it is not the same thing, I will fight it. We'll see. It's not the same thing. Is that a Black Knight? What is that? Royal. That's not Royal Revenant at all. Who are you? I don't know who this guy is or where he's from. I assume Elden Ring DLC. Ow, ow. He doesn't one-shot me though, like the other guy. The other guy is also from the Elden Ring DLC. Ow. Ow. But it's one of the guys that you see all over in the DLC with like the dancing lion masks or the divine beast masks or whatever. Hate those things. That is not a lot of damage. Okay, I'm gonna ult, which summons all three, by the way. Very short time, which is really nice. Oh my god. Yeah, this guy definitely feels like an Elden Ring DLC enemy. A rank. I'm excited to see what the Twin Blade V rank move is because I've never seen it. Yeah, I am very much not in the camp of caring about how smart my opponent is most of the time. Double S. I don't know this guy's moveset at all. I'm kind of vibing out some of the dodges based on timing, but there's the B rank. Let's see what it is. I have turned into Everdark Fulgur. Okay. That was awesome. Ults already. He's a Death Knight? There's a Death Knight Wilder skin. I don't know if it's in this game, but that is a thing. Strong attack throws the weapon? That's awesome. Hello? Why does this guy have so much health? All the modded bosses feel extremely overtuned in how much health they have. Except for Fire Giant, specifically. Weirdly. Yeah, I can't even see the boss, and I don't think it really matters at this point. Yeah, this is not a PvP thing. I don't think any of this would work in PvP. He seems immune to bleeding, probably because he's like a skeleton or something. Being a Death Knight. Full pickled? How many runes do I get? None? I didn't drop a runes? That's crazy. That was from Devil May Cry, yes. It was indeed. I don't think I care about any of these. Who is that? That is not a lion. Who are you? Blythe? Why are you here? Oh my god. Blythe obliterated me. Oh, what is that? This is a terrible place to respawn. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna have time to fight Blythe. For me personally, oh my god, I had one of the... You have... Okay, well, that's fine. Guess I'm fighting the Night Lord at, like... I'm gonna take this, might as well. At, like, level 12. Learning patterns is the fun part. It's not auto-winning. It's learning the pattern and the how you're supposed to play the game and fight specific enemies and do specific things in specific contexts. It's the learning that's the fun part, not the having learned and then winning button. Then I will neither confirm nor deny if I am one of those people. I guess I might as well fight these guys. For hopefully at least level 13. Fire seems very good here. But I hate that this one always comes down here 100% of the time. It's so annoying. This is not a modded thing. Okay. Spellcasting speed? Sure. People do not have patterns. I mean, they do, but not in the same way that NPCs have patterns. It's not a comparable thing. Like, you can enjoy the experience more, that's fine. But being mad that other people don't also enjoy that same experience is kind of crazy. I think PvP is aggressively unfun because because learning doesn't work the same way. You learn one person's patterns through the course of one game, and then you throw that all away. And then you start learning again, which, like, I get it. I understand why that would be fun. It's just not something that I personally enjoy. I don't think any of them are gonna resummon. This should be Nox Dragonkin Warrior. That is not a Nox Dragonkin soldier, actually. There goes my free revive. So bad news, I am awful at the Rolana fight. Like really bad at the Rolana fight. Ow, ow, ow. As is probably excessively evident at this point. I guess that's why I'm playing Revenant, so I have summons to take the heat for me. What the? Those swords were pointing toward Sebastian, so I thought she was fighting Sebastian, and then she hit me. That was scary. What is her weaknesses? I can't imagine she doesn't seem too incredibly weak to fire. Okay, I did not make it to the Night Lord. I would have won if I did. Anyway. Yeah. Pretty use Dragon Form, true. I didn't get Dragon Form though, unfortunately. Anyway. That was a fun thing to stream, even if it didn't go particularly well. Thank you all so much for watching. Oh yeah, actually, that's a great example. I had a ton of fun with that, and I didn't win. Wow, crazy. Something topical happened on stream, as people are talking about in chat. It's no. I think you're fundamentally misunderstanding. It's not that I enjoy learning itself. It's that I enjoy that I can keep retrying the same thing over and over again to continue learning the same thing in different ways, in different contexts, with different... Like, I can use the base knowledge that I have for this exact encounter in a different way to experience that encounter. That's so much more fun to me. I am quite enjoying the mod that you didn't make. Yeah, it's very fun. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I love you all. I don't